Bomb Squad, welcome to TNT episode 56. We got ourselves a Saturday show on a Saturday. How about that, Tones?
How about that?
Guess what? We have a special guest. We have a special guest today. This is like the fourth time we've had a guest. Not really a guest, but like he's pretty much just almost a co-host. Cousin J-Mac, how you doing?
What's going on, Tom?
Yeah, man. He's a host whenever he wants to be.
Like J-Mac's like, yeah, get him on.
Yeah, whenever he wants to come on, he's welcome.
Awesome. Don't say I'll be showing up every chance I get now. Look at you.
So you must have had a sweet Halloween. Are you a big Halloween guy? You gotta
I love
be.
Halloween, yeah.
I knew
that's my jam, man. I ended up having to work on Halloween this year, so by the time I got home I wasn't able to have too much fun. But last year the kid got sick, so I ended up staying home with him the whole time. It sucked. But yeah, man, I was pumped. Nah, last year he didn't trick or treat at all, bro. That's when he ended up in the hospital. So he yeah. But this year, man, I was out running the streets, running wild.
You went trick or treating?
I went. I got it as soon as I got home from work, man. I changed. I got a Shining shirt with Jack on it. Went out in that. My kid was running around with his friends because he's bigger now. So I met up with my sister and her kids, my wife and stuff. And trick or treating down here is cool. It's not like when I lived in Brooklyn. It's like how they trick or treat in ET. Like it's a whole nother world down here. Like
bicycles.
Yeah, it's just awesome, bro. Like, and even there's like adults, they hand out like beer and shit to the other adults if they're going around. Some people make Jello shots, like they're throwing kids candy and giving you Jello shots. It's awesome.
Nice,
man. Yeah, that actually sounds like a blast. Because I'm the guy who has to give out candy in Halloween. I don't go out, but I'm like in a perfect place where like my door is right off the street so people can knock on it. It's like I didn't have any. Last year I Amazon Primed it and I put it in a big bowl. And then the first group of kids that came was like 8 kids. And I was just like, hey, guys, like, have at it. I'm going to be like the cool Halloween guy, like no restrictions, no limits. I can take what you want. I did like back when those parents came, like when I opened the door, like, you had some respect. You take 3 tops. But these kids robbed me last year. They took everything. So I was screwed for the rest of it. And this year I just had nothing. I just had to open the door and just be like, oh, sorry, guys. Like, yeah, try the next test. I heard they got some good shit over there. I heard they got king size bars, But anyway, all right. So with the Saturday show, of course, we have our world famous segments and a classic 4-pack of questions. J-Mac, you know how we do things around here, right?
Yeah, man.
You do. All right. So Taylor Hicks, take us into segments. All right. So we're gonna open up with haikus. So J-Mac, you're gonna get to break down both of our haikus. Okay. You're gonna have a say. You just gotta you listen to them and then you gotta find meaning. It's poetry. It's poetry. It's just like very strictly formatted poetry.
It's art. It's art. Let's be honest here. It's art.
It's art. It's contemporary art. So Tones, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. Sorry, I'm writing something now. How dare you watch? You shut your mouth when you speak. Don't listen to shit.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like obviously you're jerking off. Read it one more time.
How dare you watch?
Yeah. Okay.
You shut your mouth when you speak. Don't listen to shit.
Yep. So you're jerking off. And you're like, there's this one time I was in the library in college and this kid thought his headphones were plugged into his computer, but they weren't. And like, he was just like cranking like annoying music out loud. Like that was you, except you were watching porn and jerking off. And you were just like, read it again.
How dare you watch? You shut your mouth when you speak. Don't listen to shit.
Yeah. So don't listen to what I'm fucking jerking off to. All right. Shut your mouth. All right. Don't you watch this. All right. This is my private time. I'm jerking off and watching porn. Sorry, I didn't have my headphones plugged into my computer. They look like they were plugged into my computer, but they weren't. And I'm sorry. You get sit here and tell me that you don't watch porn? Like, no.
Yeah, I have like the little Bluetooth, like the Apple like earbuds. Like we were talking about it.
Do you use that when you watch porn?
I do if like I'm using my phone, and I'm always like nervous. I'm like, wait, is it synced up? Like I don't know. So I always have to like.
It's terrifying thought.
Yeah, it's scary, but. Yeah, no mishaps yet. What do you got, J-Mac?
Yeah, I'm going, but I think because with Halloween just passing, that you were going to town on yourself by like a front window of the house, and trick-or-treaters were peeking through the window. And you were like, don't you dare go tell your parents that I was following myself.
Oh, no. That's an over the line.
Yeah,
that's intense. I said the tone. I mean, like, it does sound like you're jerking off. Obviously, like, I think we both got that. But like with Halloween, jerking off to little kids, trick or treating, that's intense.
Hold on, he didn't say I was.
I can see it though.
To the little kids. He said I just was jerking off by the window, and there happened to be little kids walking by.
They were coming up there, candy. He shot his head out the window, saw a bunch of little, like, scary faces poking through. He said, "Don't tell nobody about this, kids."
I thought you were saying he was jerking off in the window, staring at the kids, and like when they noticed he was doing that, he was just like, "Don't you tell a fucking soul."
Do we have like a reverse over the line thing? Because you took it.
Yeah, take it back. I'm the guy with the sick mind. It sounded like you were jerking off the window of the kids, and then when they caught you, you're just like, "Don't tell your parents."
No. I don't know. That's how he took it. But
how do you feel about yourself that everybody's just like, looking at you and think of self-gratification and pedophilia?
They just right where the mind went with my haiku. I like it. I like to be known as the wild card. Just kind of, you never know what I'm up to, what I might be trying to do.
You never know what.
Sometimes like porn gets old, and you just like kind of use the window.
The world is your porn tab.
Look at that 4-year-old. This Carmen Electra for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna nip that in the bud right there. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't like when I wrote it. I wasn't thinking about masturbation, but I was actually going with a see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, kind of like the Three Monkeys.
Of course,
yes. How dare you watch? You shut your mouth when you speak, and don't you listen to shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I was kind of do that.
That was deep. We took that one to left field, short of the wall.
That's why we do it.
Warning track power on that one. All right. So my haiku took a big fat dump. Susan laughed, for she had steak. Who ate all the beans?
Took a big fat dump. Susan laughs because she had the steak.
Uh-huh.
And who ate all the beans?
Yeah.
Well, what I'm just picturing is, you're at some kind of dinner party, right? Or the protagonist is at some kind of dinner party, and the protagonist slips away to take a big old dump. Susan is sitting there eating her steak, laughing it up, having a good old time, and then all of a sudden she looks around. She's like, "Who the fuck ate all the beans?" And it was a protagonist, because now they're just shitting all the beans out that they ate. They just like they passed up the steak, they passed up the ham, they passed up the whatever else was at the dinner party. Just give me the beans. I'm happy with the beans.
Yeah. I like that. All right, cousin J-Mac, what do you think?
I'm thinking maybe Susan playing a prank, poison the beans, or not poison, but threw something in the beans to make you blow your ass out.
Some like laxatives or something.
So, yeah, laxative up the beans. So now she's sitting there laughing, eating her steak, and she's like, "Oh, who ate all the beans?" And knowing that you're in the bathroom destroying.
or maybe Susan is the only one laughing, and everyone else ate the beans except for her. And everyone,
because it's just all. There's no pronoun to open it up. Okay, it just starts with the verb. Took a big dump. Took a fat dump. That's it. Like, who is it? Could be me. Could be you. Could be all of us.
Could be all of us. Yeah, that's true. Susan's one sick son of a bitch.
Susan's the one laughing eating the steak, though. That's the one fact we get out of this. And the beans are gone. That's it too.
The beans are gone. That's like, did you you ever hear American Vandal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, did you see the new season?
Yeah, I haven't seen the ending, but I've seen most of it.
So it's basically like someone goes to a high school and they like put laxatives in like the food, and everyone starts shitting their pants.
Everyone shits their pants.
Yeah, that's great. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking more of like a Picasso, painting. So like, took a big fat dump. Like, yeah, all right. So we got somebody shitting. Susan's laughing because she's having steak. Like, who knows? Like, if they're even close to one another, if they're even related. Like, maybe she's like at a family dinner at Outback and she's like laughing at like old times past. And then the beans are gone, and I'll leave that like a mystery. That's just open for interpretation.
Who took the beans?
Who took?
So you're saying like each line could even like not necessarily even be related.
Individual universes. That's what I'm talking about.
Parallel.
Some guy's taking a
universes.
shit. Susan's laughing over a steak, and then the beans are gone. Okay. You can connect them all you want, but there's not going to be an answer.
It's like an anthology of shit, steak, and beans. You know.
Yeah.
Just
Yep,
like
shit and
all
protein.
all just different stories.
Yeah. Exactly. All right.
Interesting.
Good times. Good times. I think we did good there. All right. So let's move to our second, which is an Ask a Gay, which is always fun. Cousin J-Mac, we did not know you were going to be on today. I didn't, at least. It was a classic surprise, but I'm pumped up about it. So
Well,
go ahead, both of you.
Official until like an hour ago, like officially official. It was
Yeah, I told him I told him you might be making an appearance, and then I just found out an hour ago too. So passed it along. But I guess I'll go first. Where do you stand on Prince Albert's?
I don't know what that is.
It's when they pierce their dick. They get a little dick. piercing. That's what they call the Prince Albert.
Look, I see it a lot on film.
Really?
I see it in the film.
Okay, on film.
Not in real life. But I mean, like when I see it though, like my brain, like, you know, there's a lot of past your brain could go when you're watching porn, right? So when you see like the base of dick right before the balls is pierced, I see it and I'm not turned on. I'm just like, what was that like? Like, who was the guy who did it? Like, who pierced it? How do you ask to do it? How do you find a guy who's willing to do it? Like, do you have to get erect? There's a million questions that come with a dick piercing.
Yeah,
you know,
why would you want to pierce your dick?
Yeah,
I know
it's so dangerous.
I know a guy who had gotten one, like a guy from work, and it just was he was shit faced, and his wife dared him that he wouldn't do it, so he just went ahead and did it.
Where did he pierce it? Do you know?
Like right through the head, like the actual.
Oh, that's the one that I see all the time. I hate that.
I can't imagine. It actually, like, my stomach flips just at the thought of it. You know?
Yeah, it's why?
Just like a mental sting.
Yeah.
There's got to be some benefit to it. Like, does it make it more sensitive? Or like,
oh God, I wish my wife was in the room because she would know the name of it. But what's that bitch? Selma Blair? Christina Applegate. Like, it's like a chick movie, but the chick is given head and the dude has a piercing and it gets stuck in her throat. So like, the whole town ends up like in this room trying to detach this girl's and like they're telling her to like hum to loosen up her throat, and the dude's like, you know, you just get me hard again. And it's like it's ridiculous. I can't remember the name of the movie now, but yeah.
I mean, if you get that kind of dick piercing on the tip, which is hard to think about. Yeah, I mean, let's look at the facts. All right, let's look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats here. All right,
let's do a SWOT analysis.
We'll do a little SWOT analysis here. So obviously, you get some extra natural girth, right? You're wider automatically.
Okay,
that's undebatable, right?
You talk about the head, or are you talking about
the head? If you put it on the head,
yeah, I guess it'll just give you more. Yeah. More
in the beginning. Like, you're gonna open up with like the main character gets killed by a train, like in the first 5 minutes, like that kind of a movie, you know. But that's like solid. Like everything after that is kind of just, you know, the middle parts is good. Like you can't have a bad cheeseburger sort of deal, you know. But the ring on the top is what it is. It adds girth. But like weaknesses, obviously the getting the piercing on the tip of the dick. I mean, yeah. Jesus Christ. Like who? Like
shit face to do it. Like the guy that J-Mac. Like I feel like you can't go do that sober. You know?
No, I couldn't imagine anybody doing that like with a clear mind. You know,
like a 10 a.m. appointment, like scheduled it like 2 weeks in advance.
I got to turn in early.
I'm going to get my dick pierced at 10 tomorrow, so I got to go to bed early. Do you have to go see, like, what's the dick doctor called? Like an oncologist or something?
No, it's a urologist.
Urologist. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, you probably got to get them to sign off on it, right? Because you're
these tattoo parlors and stuff, like the body modification shit, like they'll just do anything. Like I always thought like splitting your tongue is so cool, right? My wife is 100% against that.
Well, like Gene Simmons?
I guess. Does he have his tongue split like a snake, like a fork tongue?
No, like they got like.
Oh no! Oh God, no!
Like, split it down the middle. Like I always think it's so cool. My wife's like, dude, you're not doing that shit. And if it was like something I go to a hospital and get, I'd be all about that shit. But I'm not gonna go in the back of some fucking tattoo parlor and let fucking Joey Tattoo cut my fucking tongue in half.
It's
like
it's gonna be like the Nazi dentist in Marathon Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, imagine just being like a guy that works in a tattoo shop or whatever, and someone comes in and is just like, "Hey, pierce my dick." It's like, I don't want to touch that thing.
I know tattoo artists that are annoyed like when chicks come in and want like their butt fucking tattooed, and they're like, "I gotta bend this bitch over a chair so I can tattoo a fat ass the right way." Like it's so you can imagine just like some dude shit face walking in whipping his dick out, like, "I need you to stick something in here." That's just, I don't know.
It's like, yeah, you definitely can't do that in the mall, for sure.
Go to fucking Claire's and the little gun comes out.
Yeah, you got to go somewhere special. I just don't know where. But yeah, I mean, to go all the way back to the original question, I would never do it. Obviously, too afraid of the pain. There's not enough benefits. I mean, like, I think we got the weaknesses, which was the pain, the opportunities, goes back to the strengths, which is the girth. Adds more, to the experience. But the threats, I don't know, AIDS,
infection,
probably, infection,
gangrene of the penis,
straight to AIDS, like
measles, mumps. Who knows?
So hold
Anthrax.
on. You were saying that there's also like piercings at like the base of it too. Like,
the
how
base.
does that work?
Well, I don't know, but I see like
there's another thing they go all the way up the bottom. It's called like the Jacob's Ladder or something.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, is it like the rings going all the way up?
The rings.
That's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, that does exist. I didn't know it's called the Jacob's Ladder though. The one I'm talking about is like one, like it's like when you get like a fresh button-down shirt and it comes with like a pin in the top button.
Yeah,
on the top. Yeah, it's like that, but it's in like the very base of your dick goes like through.
Oh, so just like a bar
for the balls. Yeah, just a bar. Yeah, horizontally. And then I don't know what the purpose of that is. I mean, that's just style. That's style if you're a porno actor, because you're gonna get close-ups up there. Because the guy you're fucking is never gonna see it.
Yeah,
like getting head from a guy with braces.
I feel like that's just like a hazard. Just like a hazard of getting caught in the pubes, like just getting tangled with something. Like it's just too much that can go wrong.
It fails the SWAT.
It definitely fails the SWAT. There's not enough strengths.
Absolutely. J-Mac, do you have an Ask a Gay?
Yeah, man. So like if you're out on the town, right, and like you're trying to like court a dude, do you take into consideration them being like the same like size clothes as you, where like if you got in a relationship you could double your wardrobe?
Yeah. No, I'm not a fat guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I love sneakers, so I'm thinking like if I was a dude, I'd be looking at like a dude and being like, if we got the same size foot, like I got twice the amount of sneakers now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I do a Terminator scan if I'm out at a bar. It starts with the head. Okay, you have to pass the face test first, and like I'm strict on the face test. So if you don't, you have the best body of all time, go fuck yourself, like, literally. But if you pass the face test, then I move down to the mid body, the midsection, everything from the shoulders down to the knees, the mid. What's that called? The it's like the zone you're supposed to tackle people in football.
The torso, right?
Yeah. I think it's just called the midsection.
The midsection.
But like that's a tough one, because like you can see a lot. Like I'm like the perfect case, like. No need to brag. Great face. My body. I look like E.T. after they found him in the water. Like pale white, gross layers. Like it's terrible. But they don't know that because I got a shirt on at the bar. So they don't find out until it's too late. And then, but once it gets through section 1 and 2, I mean, legs are what they are. Like it's very rare where you see like a guy with like, what's up with your legs? But it does happen. Like some guys have like weird, like, I'm trying to think diamond like muscles in their calves, and it's just like a square thing, and it's weird. It comes out of nowhere. And you're just like, I don't know what, like everything about you's perfect, but that bothers me. So go fuck yourself.
Oh my God.
Guys like skip leg day or something.
Yeah, that or just do too much on leg day.
Guys with thunder thighs, yeah. I got
like what do you, like I see your legs and I just see a guy who like I'll be like on the couch eating donuts this Saturday. Like you're gonna wake up and go for a run, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with that at all.
He's got like thunder thighs. Wouldn't that make him like a power bottom?
No, it does, but like it's still too much. Like I'd rather have less than more. fat, like it's just too much. It's too much.
Fair.
Especially in the thighs. I don't have a big enough dick to get to get any penetration if you have too much jelly in those donuts. But
oh, good.
All right. Let's move to our next segment here, which is a Tones Bones. So, any of you guys have a bone?
I got one.
He's got a bone. Tone's got a bone.
So I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast the other day. And it's bad. It's got to the point where like basically anything he talks about, I want to buy. Like I almost bought like a wood pellet smoker the other day for like $400. I just like he was talking about it, how like good it makes like the meat taste. I was like, I want that, and I held back. But one of the things he was talking about was pasta that's made in Italy, because like the wheat that we have here, it's like super enriched, so it's like harder for our body to break down. So it's like super heavy, and it like, it stays on you longer. So I was just like, I want to try this Italian pasta he's talking about. So I went on Amazon. I found this tagliatelle, right? It's like a fettuccine.
What's that? What's it called?
Tagliatelle.
Tagliatelle?
Yeah, it's like a fettuccine. It's like a like the flat like spaghetti kind of
the fat noodle.
Yeah, the fat noodle. And so I bought it. First of all, it was like $9 for like half a pound. It's outrageous. You could buy a box of pasta for $1 here. So I bought it, and like I guess like the way they do it is they have these like little nests. So they have like a bunch of it just like kind of curled up and it's like dried. So it's like you just kind of drop the nest into the water and it like expands.
Yeah.
But it got here, half the shit was all broken. So it's just
you can't buy pasta online.
Yeah, I guess now I kind of learned my lesson. I mean, like it's still like edible for the most part, but like a lot of it's broken. It's like this thing is like almost $20 a pound, and it's just like broken. And I don't know. Like
next time,
what kind of sauce do you put on it? At least did you at least make it?
Not yet. It came yesterday.
What kind of sauce are you gonna put on it?
It's nice, it's a nice little marinara, like a little red sauce,
You're a big cheese guy, yeah. Like I always wonder, like because obviously the cheese comes with your Italianist, and then like the sauce is gonna come with it too.
What are you talking about? Like an Alfredo kind of thing?
I don't know. You do penne? You gonna do Alfredo? You gonna do
penne is a type of pasta, you uncultured swine.
I'm sorry, vodka.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could do vodka. I mean, the Alfredo, like, I don't know. I've never had like a good Alfredo jar sauce, and I'm too lazy to make it myself. So I don't know. I'll let Papa Tones figure that out. That's his job.
So the whole bone is that you ordered pasta online and it came crumbled up.
It came broken. Yeah, I didn't really have much to complain about today. I was trying to find something.
Next time, try to order a carton of eggs online. See how that shows up at your house.
Maybe I will. How about that?
Dude, what the fuck do you think was going to happen? Getting pasta through the mail?
I thought they would have packaged it better. I mean, because I got another
wrap it in bubble wrap.
I got another kind of pasta that came fine. It was just like that one, for whatever reason, they just packaged it weird. It's bouncing around. I don't know.
What an insane price!
Like you can't get that from work somehow.
Nah, we don't have like we have like fresh pasta. Like stuff that's not even like hard yet, but I don't know. I wanted to try the Italian. See, it's Joe Rogan's fault. He starts saying all this shit. Maybe my bones with Joe Rogan. He just makes me buy all this shit. I almost bought this fucking mayonnaise the other day. He was talking about Chipotle like spicy lime mayo that he was talking about. I almost bought that. I mean, like I've been buying his Alpha Brain shit. I'm on it right now.
Oh my God.
Alpha Brain. I'm using it right now. It's pretty good. It helps. I don't know.
It's not. I mean, it's just coming off like it's making bad decisions. Like
well, I don't take it.
You're ordering pasta online, it's gonna crumble.
No, I just take it honestly before podcasts, and then like sometimes I take it before work if I'm tired. But like I don't use it all the time. But I've been like buying shit off his website. Like it's gotten kind of bad. But
yeah. Okay.
So Joe Rogan, my bone, Stone Cold Joe Rogan bone.
There you go. All right, cousin J Mac, you got a bone?
Dude, yesterday I had no work yesterday. I'm off this weekend, so me and the family go to this Italian restaurant near me that we go to all the time. Always have a good meal, a good time.
What's it called?
It's called Giovanni's.
Oh, okay.
I know Giovanni's.
Yeah, so we go there yesterday, and we order our food, and like the food is never coming out. My problem is like Been there plenty of times, no issue. So it's like one of those like restaurant like / bar pizzeria kind of Italian places.
Okay, of course.
So apparently on the bar side, a party of 25 showed up and ordered like all this like specialized menu shit. Like they couldn't just have like chicken parm. They wanted chicken without like the parm, and like this had to have that. And it was all fucked up. The kid kept coming out and apologizing. So my bone's not with the restaurant. It's with like, who the fuck shows up with that many people and then wants to start like customizing shit.
Yeah.
On a menu where it's like the size of the place, there's only like one fucking chef in the bag.
Yeah.
You know?
Who shows up that many people unannounced? Like, not like, oh, exactly. Hey, like, can you accommodate 25 people right now? Like, no, like, let's just show up.
The way the kid tells us that they come in, they order all this customized shit, and then like 15 minutes later, they're bitching that why isn't our food out yet? We're getting ready to leave.
Oh, jeez.
You know? Like, that's just like scumbag shit, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
people that have never worked in a restaurant. They don't know.
Like I've never worked in a like I've seen like my old boss. Like one time we went out and he got a pizza for an appetizer, which is like crazy. But he got like a small bar pizza and he ate the whole thing. And he was just like, you know what? It's kind of cold. I think I'm gonna tell him about it. I was just like, you ate the whole thing. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
and he ended up telling them.
Yeah.
And what are they gonna do about it, you moron?
Those are the worst when people are like, yeah, I didn't like it. Well, he ate the whole fucking thing, so I'm not gonna give you the money back.
Shut up! Like you ate the whole thing, you're gonna pay for it. Like
Yeah.
It drives me crazy when I get a steak somewhere and they're like, "Could you cut it now? Make sure it's cooked the way you like it." And it's like, I don't want to sit here and cut this in front of you, but I know they're doing it because so many people eat like the whole steak and then like, "Oh, you didn't cook it right. I need another one." You know?
Cut the fat part open. It looks gross. You're just like, looks good. The whole thing. You could have fucked this whole thing up like entirely. I won't give a shit. I'm gonna eat this entire steak and pay for it. So just like leave me alone.
See, I'm the kind of person you could just give me a raw steak. I'm like, yeah, it was great steak. It was awesome.
Yeah, like I'll deal with the food poisoning, but like for now, it was great.
Oh yeah, I ordered a tartare. Awesome.
My tones bones here. I got daylight savings written down. Now, so daylight savings is tonight at 2 a.m. So like time kind of just freezes while we're asleep for the most part. I just, everybody's just like, oh, look at that. You get an extra hour of sleep and stuff. Like the Bucks game is at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And now I found out about it. It's at 2. I'm going to wake up at the same time tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed at the same time I go to bed every single night. I'm going to wake up at the same time I do every single morning, except this time when I wake up, it's going to be an hour shorter. And I'm going to have just like so much more time of sitting here being bored. And like, it's the worst. Like just get rid of daylight saving. Like when it's 11 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock. When you wake up and it's 8:30, it's 8:30. It's time to go to work. That's how it should be. This fucking, let's shift it because it's darker earlier and brighter later. What are you talking about? Like just fucking keep the time the same way for Christ's sake. Am I wrong about this? Are you guys like huge fans of this daylight savings bullshit that we've been having to deal with for the last, 2018 years?
I hate when we lose an hour because I always feel like we lose an hour. So this is like the first time I feel like we've actually got an hour in like 10 years, at least for my accounts. But I like the extra hour because I'll take full advantage of it if I got to sleep, especially like when it falls like last year. I think it felt like when I had to work on a Sunday, so I got that extra hour. That was nice. But yeah, I mean, it's it's on the weekend, so usually it doesn't even bother me. But listen, you're the person who's always talking about, I just want to sit here, I just want to enjoy life, I want to take it all in, make it last as long as possible. So you get. I'm
on a great schedule of doing so. I'm on a perfectly aligned schedule of doing exactly what you just said. I don't need a free hour. That fucks up my whole schedule. I'm just like, we're going back in time. What am I supposed to do? Listen to all the same songs I just listened to the last hour?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'll be fine doing that. Well, the thing is, like, it would be cool if they did this like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like all of a sudden it's 2 p.m. That would be cool. Like, but like 2 a.m. Like fuck this. I miss it.
Yeah, it's funny. I've done that before. Where like when it jumps ahead an hour, I'll be up like late. It'll be like 2:30, 2:45, and then all of a sudden like 2:50, and then all of a sudden it's 4 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I was freaking out. I was like, oh shit, daylight savings. I always forget about it.
Not every state does it, right? I think
Arizona is the only one that doesn't do it.
Is it just Arizona?
I know for a fact Arizona doesn't do it. There might be other ones, but
I mean, I think it's
So
pretty stupid.
Yeah. Well, you live in Florida, right?
Yeah,
So does like the lighting ever change?
a little bit, but not like when I lived in New York. Like when I lived up there, you know, in the winter by like 4:30, it was like dark outside. Down here now, like it'll probably start getting dark at like 6. Down when this thing changes, you know.
But it's
But
still hot.
It's yeah. I mean, it's stupid. It like I feel bad for the people who are working tonight because they're gonna have to work an extra hour. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're on a shift that goes like through midnight or whatever, like you're screwed, bro.
Do you get paid for that hour? Is that like how does that work?
I don't know. Probably depends on where you work at.
If it's a private company, they're gonna be like, no,
Yeah, no.
like wherever,
We don't know
whenever you punch out, whatever that time says, it's when you punched out. You know.
I never thought of it like that.
But yeah, I've had it. Like, you know, I've been on a great schedule for so long, and then they got to come in and throw like it's like it reminds me of last year in the Bucks, like they had to deal with a hurricane, they canceled our bye week. Like it's kind of like that. It's like come on, just we're on a roll. Just keep, like, you know, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I usually wake up at 8. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up at 7, and it's a whole other hour I have to kill while I'm hungover. It's the worst. But all right. Anyway, so let's move to our fourth segment here, which is a Let There Be Rock. So, Tones had to listen to Lick It Up by Kiss. So, Tones, what did you think about Lick It Up by Kiss?
It was obscene and important. I mean the whole song was I couldn't now you might have to clarify here. Like obviously Lick It Up has a sexual undertone to it. Are they talking about looking up like licking the dick or like licking the splooge? Like that's what I was trying to
I think it's a splooge. I don't think it's been disclosed, but like when you really sit down and listen, I think it's about him blowing a load all over himself and like yelling at her to lick it up.
Look it up. Yeah, I don't Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's you know, what do you say about it? It's just like he's just saying lick it up over and over again. There was really no lyrics to it at all, just about licking it up. Which I guess is fine. You know, someone's got to lick it up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. I think it's like you know, the whole like I think the first lyric is just like don't want to wait for you to know me better. And then like all this and they have sex, and then the load is blown. And then he's just like, well, what are you doing? Fucking lick it up. I think that's what it's all about.
That's some good stuff right there. You gonna let that go to waste? Look that up.
I'm not gonna fucking throw it out. Like, I'm also not gonna eat it. Like fucking eat the load. I think it's why I gave it to you. I think it's simple. But you know, they play that song in you know, sports arenas around the country, and you know, I think they think it's talking about how many licks it takes to get center of a Tootsie Pop, you know, not licking up cum.
It could mean that. We don't know.
Yeah, absolutely right. Cousin J Mag, you got anything on Lick It Up by Kiss? Are you familiar with the song?
No, no. My whole knowledge of Kiss comes from the movie Role Models.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really about all I got on Kiss, man. I don't, you know.
That's all you need to know, really.
Yeah.
Well, what part of New York are you from?
Brooklyn, man.
Kiss, I feel like, has Brooklyn ties.
They may. I have no idea.
Check it out. I'm gonna give you like off the air Kiss like songs to listen to.
Got homework.
I'll just send you Kiss tickets. They can't give you. You have to go see Kiss to appreciate Kiss. You can't just like listen. They're really not that good. That's the problem. You have to see them with like all the explosions and the fire and stuff.
Well, I am a big fan of face paint in general, so like I ain't mad at Kiss. It's just I never really delved into it.
Nah, yeah. At one point they were on top of the world for like 11 minutes.
I saw a thing, man. They were on that show Tanked. You ever watch Tanked on Animal Planet where they make fish tanks for celebrities and shit?
No.
They had a Kiss fish tank made for some Kiss golf course somewhere, and a couple of the guys from Kiss were there. They were saying that like the Kiss logo and the face paint shit, like they have like over like 100 and something like licenses. I'm sorry, thousands of like licenses out. You could get like a Kiss urn and like a Kiss coffin and shit. Like, yeah, it's supposed to be pretty sick.
That's
how people worship Kiss. Yeah,
that's what you got to do. I mean, that way, because all these guys are still touring and they're like in their 60s and 70s, like the Stones and all these guys. Like, just license your name out and let them just make shit. You don't have to tour anymore. You know, that's how you make money.
I'd put down like a car payment for a Metallica coffin, like a like a really in depth like Black Album or Red Lightning, like purple and lightning colored coffin. That'd be cool to lower into the ground, wouldn't it? Or like an Undertaker replica, and then like I'm alive, I'm not dead. Like I think
it's like springs in there. Right?
Yeah,
he'll be dead. There's just springs that just like,
fling my body out.
Catapult you across the plane.
we hire Cade and he comes in and he choke slams my body back into the coffin. That'd be like it's like a wedding expense. Like a funeral probably costs 10 grand. Like in a wedding costs a good wedding is probably what, like 30 grand. Yeah, like a 30 grand funeral. You could probably get Kane.
I don't know, you guys a little bit young, you might not remember ECW had there was a dude, Joel Gertner from ECW, the guy who used to wear the neck brace, who was like the announcer, always had some like raunchy shit to say.
Yeah.
My mom was just at a wedding in Jersey, and the kid had Joel Gertner at his wedding, introduced a wedding party. And I'm like, if ex-professional wrestlers could do that, like maybe if I die, Kane could show up at my funeral, cover my coffin in gasoline, and then just set me on fire. Like
the whole family, like they're already weeping.
Yeah.
Like they're not renting it, but I already paid for it. So Kane's got to come do that. Like my grandparents are just like, oh God, it's Kane. No, humanity. Lights it on fire, opens it, and choke slams me into it, and then starts burying the coffin himself. Choke slams the priest.
Now, hold on. Is it corporate Kane or the Demon Kane?
Demon Kane.
You gotta be Demon Kane. And the old mask too.
Yeah.
The whole Kane mask was better.
He starts kicking over tombstones around the place. Choke slams my mom. Everybody's like, oh God, run, all the cops. And he just walks away. That's it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All right.
So yeah, Kiss. Look it up.
All right. Let's move to our next segment here, which is a what's good. Okay. So this has cousin J-Mac's fingerprints all over it. I had to listen to Put It On by Big L. All right. So I got a bunch of lyrics, a lot to dive into here. All right. So huge fan of the big hey ho, like that's rap at its prime when you got that as like one of the beats. You know, like that's how I knew it was 90s when it's just like, hey, ho! Like that. Nobody does that anymore. Am I wrong?
No, not none of these new guys, man.
No.
That's from my era of hip hop, like that 90s, early 90s through mid 90s. That was my shit, you know? Like I was a little kid when this song came out. I'm thinking now, I think the album this was on came out like in 95. So I would have only been like fucking 11, 12 maybe when the song came out. You know?
Perfect time for you to. I think that's what every young boy starts to like develop their music taste right there, like 11 and 10. You know, that's when you start to get the competitive edge, find out what you like. Like, yeah, this one, the Hey Ho's loved it, but then I got all right. So Put It On, Big L. Hold on. So yeah. Okay. So Put It On, Big L. Put It On. What's he putting on? Like, it's a big question. He never specifies. Get a shirt.
It's more of a euphemism.
Yes.
It's like put it on, like like just put it on.
Okay. All right. What is
it? Like you put on almost like you put on a show. You put on like
it's like how Drew Brees has the it factor. It's
like go get him, you know, kind of deal.
Yeah,
like, put it on him. Just
like you got like 40 seconds left, one timeout, and you're on the 30, and you have Drew Brees as your quarterback. Like go put it on. That's
basically.
That answers my question. All right. So I'm putting rappers in the wheelchair. Big L's the villain. Woo.
That's all you got. Woo.
Yep. The whole NYC, yeah, we be putting it on, and I'm out. So putting it on, we answered that. So putting it on Drew Brees effect, basically. So like, watch out, New York City. Yeah, we put it on. I'm the man. I'm in charge, and I'm out. So I guess this kind of goes back to the past few what's goods, like these New York City rappers. There's a lot of guys who think they're the big swinging dick. But who is it? Who is the New York face of rap, of all of it.
I think you got to go Biggie.
Right. Yeah. I think in like long term legacy right now, probably Biggie would always be the face of New York.
Yeah.
I think mostly because Biggie is someone that the mainstream people liked, and people, because I know tons of people who like Biggie but can't stand Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z might be commercially successful, but he's not. There's an element of New York hip hop fans who don't appreciate Jay-Z.
Yeah, I mean, especially like later Jay-Z, he's not like, there's something about Biggie, like he had that, like, you listen to him, you just think New York, like the way he talked, like the stuff he said, like stuff he was talking about, like the Jay-Z, he's almost like too bougie now,
right?
Like he has too much money, he's too disconnected from what
when Jay-Z started making songs that were purposely like radio songs, like I'm gonna make this song because it's gonna make like the chicks at the club dance. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna sing along to Big Pimpin' and shit like that.
Who's the duet that he did it with? The New York, the biggest
Alicia Keys shit. Yeah. You know, yeah. Like that song was huge, but like, you know, I think Tones' mother had that like as a ringtone. Like that's not exactly like the hip hop audience people looking for. You know what I mean?
Right. Is he a pussy, Jay-Z?
I wouldn't say he's a pussy. I think I don't even want to use the word sellout, because if someone's throwing me that much money, I definitely would do it too. Yeah. But he's commercial. He's mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes like Wu-Tang never kind of strayed from their original roots. And like I was in Walmart and I'm looking and they had Rolling Stone shirts, Beatles shirts, and then Wu-Tang shirts. Like in Walmart, like that's where Wu-Tang is recognized, like on a global scale at this point. You know what I mean? Like that symbol, people see it and they think of these other like classic fucking things. So but they're like different, because Wu-Tang is something like, if you didn't, you got to listen to them from the beginning to get it. Like there's a lot, because I think you did Wu Gambino's recently. Yeah, you did from the Raekwon album. Yeah. Like I love that shit, like those cypher kind of songs where there's no chorus and it's just like dudes rapping for fucking 6 fucking minutes. But if you don't kind of have an understanding of them from before, like throwing that as like the first like Wu-Tang experience you have, you're probably gonna be lost as fuck. You know what I mean? Because they kind of have their own like lingo and shit that
it's like this is different guys. It's the same guy from before. I don't know. There's too many people to keep track of.
Yep, that was my problem with that. But I mean, like my perspective on Jay-Z, like I think of him as a pussy, is because I mean I don't listen to any rap until Tones gives me shit to listen to, and Nas like nailed what I thought of Jay-Z on the head when I listened to whatever song he gave me. Like you think you're married to fucking Beyonce because of your looks? Like no, like that. I'm just like, damn, this guy got him good, and he never really had an answer for it. And I was like, oh, Jay-Z is kind of a pussy. He bought his way into shit by just marketing. Not really actually good at rapping. Like this guy that I'm listening to now is just fucking sick.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's not good at rapping. He's definitely good at rapping. There's a reason why he's as popular as he is.
You know, you don't freak it out.
Let me put this. As good as he is at rapping, I feel like there was a lot of people who were better than him, and he just kind of started making those records that got big on the radio, like the Annie, the Hard Knock Life shit. Like that was kind of the beginning of like, if you could get like little white girls in the Midwest to listen to your rap album, you're gonna fucking blow up somehow. You know what I mean? But if you ever go back, there's a 10-minute long freestyle from some, like, I think it was like a Stretch Armstrong radio show, and it was Big L and Jay-Z. And if you listen to the two of them freestyle on this radio show, like Big L, his part, like he makes Jay-Z look like a fucking child, like a retarded 4-year-old trying to put a nursery rhyme together. Like that's how much better Big L was than Jay-Z. If Big L didn't
think about what you just said, that was very terrible.
Well, basically, if Big L didn't die when he did, because he got killed in like 99, and he only had like one official album out at that time, and that album was off of this, he would have been way bigger than he was. And he kind of is something that like Eminem has shouted out Big L on albums and other rappers and stuff. But like he's nasty, just this crazy, ridiculous shit he says, like the multiple syllable rhymes and stuff is like otherworldly compared to a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I stand by Jay-Z's pussy.
Yeah, I kind of get that vibe just because his lips kind of look like a pussy, like a big old fat pussy.
Patrick. That was that, like once I saw that on Twitter, I was like, that's it. That was what it was the entire time. But anyway, all right. So we have to move to our 6 out of 7 segments here. So we have a riddle. Okay, so both of you are going to have a chance to solve this riddle in 60 seconds. We'll start the intense music after I read the riddle. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Begin the music. They try to beat me, then try in vain. And when I win, I end the pain. I will begin the clock.
Death.
Damn it. Yeah, you got it.
Don't you remember? You can't get me with these riddles.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was a good.
Fucking stumped.
I was well on this show. I was just assuming it was a penis. Like they tried to beat it, and then
Probably something gay. it's asshole, balls, or dick. Or nipples.
occasionally throw some poop in there, and
Poop
God
and
see it.
farts.
Shit happens. All right. We got to throw it to Tom and Tones from the past for the Breeders' Cup race. Won't spoil anything. Just throw it over to them. All right. Thank you, Tom and Tones from the past. That was a disaster. Because we lost our bets at the Breeders.
We lost. We each placed like 4 bets. We lost all of them.
Oh, that's 50. That sucked. But, you know, make chicken in the oven tonight, you know. Anyway. All right. Kane, take us to our classic 4-pack of questions. All right. Here we go, boys. You are immortal for the next 24 hours. What do you do? Why don't you go, Tones?
Yeah, I've always wondered what it's like to just get into like a really bad car accident.
Yikes. You're
Like,
going to go out to test it out?
Yeah, well, so I mean, like, I don't want to hurt anyone else. I'm not gonna like go into like head on into oncoming traffic. But like, you ever been on the highway and just like see like the cement divide and just wonder like, I wonder what it would be like if I just crashed into that right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the only one who's thought like that. I don't know. But,
No, I don't like. I'll see and just like imagine like somebody had cut me off and I go to this divider, like I'll fly up, spin, crash in a fiery, hellish way.
yeah, I mean, like if you couldn't get hurt and you couldn't die, I feel like that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
But
hell of a story. You'd be like all over Twitter.
you just get up and walk away, just like busting the glass off.
There are no injuries on the scene.
Be like, was it Bruce Willis and was that the M. Night Shyamalan movie? Unbreakable. Yeah, good movie.
Classic.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because I'm guessing if you're invincible, you can't feel pain, right? Is that like part of the deal?
Yeah, but I mean, it's only 24 hours, so like,
right.
So you like go out and like get into a car accident and like call it a day.
I didn't think that far. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe I'd jump off a building or something. Maybe I'll go skydiving without a parachute. See what that's like.
Just like belly flop on the ground and like live.
Oh!
He hit the ground at 2,000 miles an hour and he lived to tell the tale. Like that's a good way to sell it. Then you write a book, you're set for the rest of your life.
I mean, now here's a question: like, if I jumped from like a plane and didn't have a parachute and I crashed, would I create like a crater, or you think like, like a meteor kind of crater?
If you're immortal, I mean, like with your body, you're supposed to just like hit the ground and explode. You know,
Exactly.
But if you're immortal, you probably sink in like you were a crater.
I would think so. Yeah.
Like I'm fine, just got the wind knocked out of me.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it, like if you throw like a tomato at your wall, it's just going to splatter, right?
Imagine
But if you
doing
throw if you throw a baseball at your wall, it's going to put a hole through the wall, or at least a dent. So it's, I don't know.
I just thought what you just said triggered me to think like I should go buy tomatoes, and like whenever I watch movies, if they're bad, I'm gonna throw tomatoes at the wall.
Boo!
Tomato.
Go to the movie theaters with like a bag of tomatoes.
Hey Mac, what do you do in 24 hours of immortality?
I was thinking I gotta find some way to like break into like a high security bank, like try to get as much money as I can in that 24 hours. And being that I'm immortal, it would turn into like a huge scene from like Grand Theft Auto. And I could just be getting riddled with bullets as I'm running out with like duffel bags of money, and nobody can stop me because they can't kill me.
Yeah, you know, they actually, you bring up a good point that's actually kind of common sense. I didn't think about. If you're immortal for 24 hours, you can rob a bank. If you have a gun with like all this ammo, they can shoot you all they want. Just you're gonna have to live with all that on your conscience, though. That was you gotta kill like 25 cops and then like bail to Mexico and live with that. Like,
I mean, that's a lot better answer than mine. Just crash my car because now I don't have a car. I don't have any money. Yeah,
it's a good idea. I like mine's terrible. I mean, because I thought about it for a while. Like I said, all right, so what did I write down here? First, I gotta make sure that it works. Like once they say, like, all right, you have immortality for 24 hours, so I'll do a cannonball off of a huge bridge. Like, you know, like announce it to the car. It's like, don't jump. I'll just like cannonball. Jump off. Like I killed myself. Oh my god! Now I'm alive. I'm fine. And then I get up. Then I have scheme up, stealing the Declaration of Independence, but then bail.
Why would you bail?
I mean, like, what time is it? We only got 20. It's 8 a.m. Like, I don't have, even if I'm immortal, what am I going to do once I steal it? Once I wake up, I have the Declaration of Independence.
What do I do with this now?
I'm gone for the rest of the time. I think I'd end up like fucking this entire situation up and like sitting on my ass.
I'd spend like 12 hours trying to figure out what to do.
Spend my time figuring out what I do. But once I come up with a good idea, there's definitely not going to be enough time to do it.
Yeah, I would spend half the day like being like, because if someone just comes up to you like, you're immortal for the next 24 hours, go. Like, who the fuck are you?
Run in front of a bus.
Like, I don't believe this guy. Yeah, so I spend 12 hours trying to figure out if I'm actually immortal, and then I spend the next 12 hours trying to figure out what I should do. And then all of a sudden, I'm not immortal.
I figured it out. I figured out the best answer.
What?
You spend 24 hours figuring out the best way to collect the most insurance money. You have to do it out perfectly. Cross the street like while it looks nice and get drilled by a car. You see a car that's going like 100 miles an hour, just like walk in front of it. You ever seen like Scary Movie 3 with when they make fun of signs with the aliens?
Yeah.
Just like walk across the street, get drilled, spun up, lose your shoes, like fucking, and then like just get up and collect. You know,
like walk around the grocery store, you just like spill a drink, you just
watermelon. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. But all right, I digress. Question number 2 here: Who's got? Is that me? Who's got the ambulances, the sirens?
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear nothing.
That's me. All right. Question number 2: What simple thing did you learn at an embarrassingly late age? I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first. Okay.
Go ahead.
This is pretty embarrassing. I thought girls had balls until like 7th grade. Because I really don't watch any straight porn. So like when I did, like when a girl bends over and like you look at her from behind, like you know, like the vagina, like in between, like you know, from the asshole to I don't know the mid thigh, you know that angle.
Yeah, she's bending over.
Yeah. Well, I thought those were balls being mushed between your legs, and like instead of being like side by side, they were vertical. So,
plus you're just smushing her balls in there. So you thought they had balls but no dick.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I was on the school bus on the way home, and there was this girl saying like, I don't know, she said something, and I was just like, I'll kick you in the nuts. And she's like, I don't have nuts. I was like, yeah, you do. Something like that transpired. Yeah. She's like, you think girls have balls? And I was like, they do, right? And I got like sent to hell and back for that.
I mean, what a shit hand that would be if you had balls and no dick. That's like the worst of both worlds.
He's got all this semen, like nowhere to go.
How do we get rid of this? I got a nut.
That's fine. What do you got?
So I don't like. This wasn't something. So I found out for sure in the 6th grade that Santa wasn't real. Like I just about like I knew like I was right there for like a couple years. But then like one day my parents like there was like Christmas Eve. My parents like, all right, like we need you. Like because they needed my help like setting up for the next morning. They're like, oh, you know, Santa's not real, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, for sure, yeah. Like I knew, but like no one had ever like came in right out and be like, yeah, he's not real. And so like that one hurt a little bit, but I was like the sixth grade.
Do you remember when you found out Santa wasn't real?
Oh God, maybe I was like in a fourth grade-ish, maybe. I remember my parents coming home. They were out shopping all day, so I went and snuck to see what they got, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Look at all this shit." And next thing I know, Christmas morning, I'm opening my presents, and it's all the stuff that I had seen stashed away. I was like, "Oh no!" You know, it was pretty bad. That glass shatter moment in your head, where you're like, "Oh, yeah. Who's been eating the cookies and drinking the milk?"
I knew like where my parents hid the presents. They hid it in their dressing room. And when they would like sneak out, I would go look, and like I was pretty old. Like, I mean, for me to remember it like it was yesterday, I must have not have been that young. I went in just to like see the size of the boxes that were wrapped, and I saw I picked up one. It was huge, and it was just like to Tom from Santa, and I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah,
everything has been a lie this entire time.
When I was like 4 or 5, I actually like noticed that I asked my parents like, oh, like Santa has the same wrapping paper that like you guys do, because I saw them like wrapping other presents for like other people, and it was like the same wrapping paper that they used like on Christmas morning. my parents like, oh, this little asshole knows that it is the same wrapping paper. We got to buy 2 different kinds of wrapping paper now.
It's insane how much you buy into Santa Claus as a kid. Yeah. Like you are full on like, of course he's real. So is Jesus.
Yeah, this guy just breaks into your house. He goes to every house in the world, just breaks in and just leaves presents for you. What a guy.
Comes down the chimney. he leaves presents. He eats your cookies and milk, goes back up the chimney, and then Rudolph and like whatever the reindeer's names are. Any of you guys know them all? Can anybody list them off?
I know Donner and Blitzen and
yeah. I've tried to do the jingle all the way when he knows all the
yeah.
I
could knock out about 4 of them.
Yeah, but Santa, yeah, that was a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, what a preposterous thing! Like this big old fat guy is fitting down like a chimney. Like
he got down there,
But I mean, like if you're gonna like make up a lie to a kid, like be like, oh yeah, we leave a key under the mat.
Did you
comes in?
Did you ever come up with a fucking thing for the Easter Bunny of what the Easter Bunny was supposed to do? My parents told me the Easter Bunny comes through the window and leaves the Easter basket. The Easter Bunny was coming through the window for years.
He just like has like a T-shirt he wraps around his hand, just like punches through the window.
He leaves some Peeps, a couple packs of Peeps, some colored eggs, and
he just leaves like a little shit on the ground too. He's like a bunny. He just shits. He's a rabbit. He doesn't know. He just shits.
Little pellet shits. Anyway, cousin J-Mac, do you have anything for that question?
Yeah, actually, I was 23 and my child was being born, and I didn't know that when babies come out, they're facing down.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that either.
All right, well, I don't feel so bad now. Everybody else,
that kind of break everyone's mind. So
like in the few seconds of like when his head came out, and all I see is hair, and I'm like, oh shit, he doesn't have a face. How am I going to tell Teresa that the baby doesn't have a face?
Oh my god!
So there's like a couple of seconds of me really freaking out. And like, I'm like, why does nobody else seem concerned that the baby's missing eyes and nose and mouth and shit? Like, it was only like a second because he was out and the doctor flipped him over and held him up. And I was like, oh shit. Because on TV, the fucking baby comes out, they hold it up, it's facing down. How the fuck was I supposed to know it comes out facing down?
So wait. So you witnessed like complete like live action sideline tickets of a birth.
Yeah.
So what is the vagina like? Is the vagina just get like torn apart? Like, is it like a fullback getting a 1-yard gain?
It went the way it opened. It's like a fucking science fiction movie, bro. Like I never thought of birth as being like that, but it's real like alien like you're waiting for the fucking xenomorph to pop out of his stomach. It was fucking psychotic.
She's just screaming like, ah!
She was freaking out. The nurses are like, oh, comfort her. My wife's like turned into the fucking exorcist, and she's like, don't fucking touch me. And I'm like, all right,
morphine.
So fucking, I mean, and it fucking opens on its own pretty big. It kind of makes you feel bad about yourself. Like if it could get to that, like I'm doing nothing for you, like nothing at all. But you know what was a lot grosser than I expected it to be? Cutting the umbilical cord.
Oh.
Like I thought it was just gonna be like a quick like snip. Like no, you got to work through that motherfucker. It was pretty
like
fucking
cutting a
gross.
straw in the middle of like a juice box sip.
Yeah, it's just like it's like squishy. And, like you gotta work through it. Oh, it's fucking gross.
Did you have to cut it or the doctor cut it?
No, I cut it, man. I was like, you wanted,
Did you frame it and put it in your basement?
I didn't want to be like, the fucking jerk off dad. It was like, ew, no, I'm not cutting off my kid's umbilical cord. Like,
hold up the umbilical cord, just like, yeah,
I did it. Make a fucking necklace out of it.
like it's like a terrible towel and
Yeah, so it snipped that, and then they took them off to clean them up and shit. It was pretty fucking crazy.
So you thought for a second that like you know those like Mexican wolf guys that just have like hair all over their face?
She's one of those.
I have a Mexican wolf baby. Oh no.
And then it was fucking, I was like, this is my karma coming to get me, because I used to joke with my wife that we should name him Lobo. So I'm like, now I have a wolf baby because I wanted to name him Lobo.
That's wolf in Spanish, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did she shit? Did she shit?
No. I told her that if she could pee like over the doctor's head, I'd give her $50. And she's like, I'm not doing either one of those things. I'll make it happen.
I just threw that out there. Does that happen? I assume it does. There's so much like expansion going on in there. I assume like girls like, oh my god, I'm shitting too now.
Yeah, like they say it does, because like, I guess it's not natural to push something out of your vagina as opposed to your ass. So when they tell you to push, like you don't know what you're doing. So apparently it does happen. And like I said, when we like that, I knew about like there's a chance, that kind of stuff go on. So that's when I told her, like, yo, if you could piss like over the doctor's head while he's waiting there, like ready to catch the motherfucker coming out, she's gonna be awesome.
Scrap toilet paper.
Or just hit him right in the face, just like
yeah. Oh shit.
Like, sometimes your water breaks at home, sometimes it breaks at Chipotle, But all right. So question number 3 here. What are the disadvantages of being you? Let's start with Cousin J-Mac. Cousin J-Mac, what are the disadvantages of being you?
Like I could talk, I'm comfortable with tones. I know them forever. And I could talk like in certain situations, but most of the time I'm like really quiet, and some people it freaks them out.
Yeah.
Like I'm comfortable as fuck with like awkward silence. Like it doesn't bother me at all. If I don't have nothing to say, I ain't talking. But like do work and stuff, you meet some people and like they're like, yo, he doesn't say anything. It's like, dude, I got nothing to fucking say. If you talk, I'll respond. I'm not like,
Well, I will. Let me interrupt. So your occupation is your prison security, right?
Yeah, I'm a correctional officer.
So you're in a way Kane, like
yeah.
And like doesn't say anything. Like he's always guarding cell 9, 8, and 10. Like
yeah, I mean it's weird because with the inmates I actually talk more than like with some of the people I work with. Like if I don't work with, like it takes me a couple times of working with you before I could like open up and like actually like talk and shit,
What's the daily schedule of a guy who's like in jail for like several years, like morning to they go to sleep?
Well,
they wake up. What's it like being in like jail?
I work in confinement, so they basically behind a steel door like 23 hours a day.
So you work with the Hannibal Lecter kind of people?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
so they like we literally feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner in their cell. There's a little flap that opens. You fucking slide the tray through. They eat it. Then you go around. You pick the trays up from when they're done.
Oh my god!
If they have the prison has like education and mental health and clinical call outs. So if they have one of those, they'll come out. They get offered rec like 2 hours outside rec every week. And even that, they're like in individual cages out there and shit.
It's like play tetherball and stuff.
Nah, I mean, literally, all they have is like one of those things that's like the pull-up bar and like the dip bar and shit in there.
You're just getting them stronger.
Oh, these dudes, there's motherfuckers that work out 24 hours a day, and they're like ridiculously built.
You got nothing else?
Like Mike Myers, like clients or like people you
There's
look over?
some like I don't want to like completely put out where exactly I work at, but later I'll tell you where you could see some of the stuff that I deal with.
Oh my god! Give me like a name of like a huge guy who, if he escaped from your jail,
You just
and
said
like
you
decided to
want
go rogue.
to give
Well,
out.
you don't have to say the name of the place. Just like give me call him Steven. You know, I don't know. We'll
Oh,
call him
all right. Let me put it to you. We're not supposed to carry. Like some dudes get like key clips for their belts, so they can carry the keys. We can't. We're not supposed to do that no more. We're supposed to pocket all the keys now because they had an inmate that just from looking at a key was able to make a working key from scrap metal.
Whoa.
Well, some like Rain Man shit.
That's
Yeah. If
operation.
these dudes could put their like minds to something positive, they'd be curing diseases and shit. The stuff they could come up with while they're in there. They make like they call water bugs. They find like little pieces of copper and they wrap it around something plastic. And if they have an outlet to plug it into, they could stick it in a cup of water, and within like a couple seconds, the water is boiling.
Wow,
Man.
Yeah. Which
You
they
guys ever
stopped.
do? You guys ever do anything? Have you ever seen the music video for Jailhouse Rock by Elvis Presley? Do you guys ever do anything like that?
Just make all them sing and dance and shit now.
Dance around, like have some fun.
No, I mean, you know, there's something you get comfortable with. You can joke around and stuff, but you know, try to keep it as professional as possible.
It's like, hey, Steven, you want to play blackjack? Like, nah. Just sitting there, like, I couldn't even imagine. That's intense. All right, but anyway, okay.
Yeah,
Tones,
I can tell you some fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. What do you got, Tones?
So, got a couple things. Number one, shit metabolism. Right.
Everything kind of sits.
Everything just sits, as we found out from the Banana Spite Challenge. It's just a steel trap down there.
You're like a storage room.
Just like a pit. I have almost zero libido. And I have a marble mouth. I have trouble speaking sometimes, enunciating. It's like
you,
what?
Or why don't you say how much chuck if a woodchuck can't chuck wood?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck a woodchuck could chuck wood, huh? Yeah, suck a dick. I mean,
maybe I will if I'm lucky. Idiot. Fell right into that trap.
But yeah, I don't know. Another thing too is like my brain at all times of the day is just firing on all pistons. But then when I try to like talk and have it come out of my mouth, I just sound like an idiot half the time. It's like in my head it makes sense. I just can't like figure out how to put it into words.
Yeah.
So like,
you want to ask them like, how did you like the movie? And you ask them like, you know, what kind of candy did you get when you went to the movies? Like, at least to nowhere. Let's give you an answer. All downhill.
Like some people just have it where it goes right from their brain to their mouth, like perfectly. Like mine doesn't. Like there's like a filtration process, like a Brita system, where it just kind of gets watered down, and then it just comes out as marble mouth. Like I don't even know half the time.
Yeah, I got that one of those brains where it comes straight out. Like I'll demonstrate. Ready? Fart.
Wow. Spot on.
Yeah, I went from the brain right out of the mouth. You saw it. So I'm a gay Buccaneers fan from New Jersey who lives in Baltimore selling hot sauce. So, yeah.
Way to put yourself in a box, man.
I am a yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Once I tell people, like, once I introduce myself, it's just like, so like, what the fuck? Like, I have to go through like an hour process to explain myself before I can gain trust from anybody these days. You know,
put it all out there right away. Save some time.
You're a Giants fan? No, I'm a Bucks fan. Oh, you're a Rays fan too? Nah, Yankees. Oh, why is that? Because I'm from New Jersey. I just told you that.
So why are you a Bucks fan? Well, there was a folder, and it was.
So you got a girlfriend? No, I'm gay. Like, wow. Anything else?
I sell hot sauce. Anything else you want to know?
I got one nut.
Oh, really?
No, I got two, but you know, there might as well be one. It's all just tiny down there, based on the way I'm sitting too. Like, I might be sterile by the end of this episode. I'm sitting like leaning forward. My jeans are just squishing my package. It's return to sender status. All right. So question number 4 to wrap up the show. We'll end it with stories. I don't know if you have one, J Mac. I don't know if you have one, Tones, but let's wrap it up with wholesome stories from your childhood. What do you got?
So it's not like one particular story. It's just something that me and my buddy Ben used to do. What happened? We used to we used to so I had this Nerf rocket launcher, right? So like not like a Nerf gun, but it was like this thing. I'm telling you, it was like
big fat rockets. Yeah, I know I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, bazooka.
You have to like pump it up and then you shoot. And my younger brother, he used to always want to hang out with us, and so we made a compromise. What we do is we'd stand him up against the wall, and we make him stand there with his arms behind his back. And we used to take target practice, try and shoot him in the dick with this rocket launcher. We'd just be sitting there yelling at him because he would like naturally try and block it with his hands, like guard his nuts. He'd be like, "Hands behind your back now."
You're practicing execution.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, we were just, sure, why not? But it was fun, and we had fun, and we all laugh about it now. Well, not my brother so much. Sterile. He might be sterile. We don't know yet. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of wholesome. I don't know. Maybe not.
Cousin J-Mac, what do you got?
Oh man, I wasn't sure when I first saw what the question was, and I was like, this memory popped into my head of when I was in preschool. Teachers always used to let like whoever was like best behaved pick like the first toy before you went to like playtime with the toys, and all the boys always wanted to play with the dinosaurs, but the girls, just to be little cunts, would always take the T-Rex, and they would always pick first because they were always the most behaved. You know what I mean? So one time I remember the teacher told us we had to like line up. There was a wall with like a little bench that we all had to sit on before they would say like who could go pick a toy. And the teacher was like, all right, go sit down. And nobody heard her. Everybody was busy talking and shit. But I heard her. So I sat down. I was the first one to sat down. So I got to be the first one to pick the toy that day. And I remember like in slow motion when they called me up, I was walking and I grabbed the T-Rex and all the boys went nuts because we finally had the T-Rex. And it was like I held it up like fucking a trophy. It was awesome. Bro, it was like the highlight of my life. And I was fucking 4. It's pitiful, but it was. It was like the most glorious moment of my life.
He got it.
The crowd went wild, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's a lot more wholesome than mine.
Yours wasn't wholesome at all. Yours like ended at horribleness. Have a good ending. Yours is just, I just fucking shot my cousin in the dick with a bazooka.
brother.
So the reason I came out of this because it's something popping into my head from a long time ago. I had to share it. I couldn't put it down under Do You Remember because you wouldn't remember it because you weren't there. I was like 11 and that summer camp, and we were traveling up to this place called like Powerhouse something in New Jersey. So in the morning before we were getting on the bus, me and this kid, he had infamous temper problem, but he was a friend of mine. We had like a friend, like 5-pack of friends. But this kid, like, you could piss him off easily. Like, if you're playing rec soccer and he's down 3-0, like, he'll be furious. So that's how you knew he's kind of like a loose cannon. So we were getting ready for the bus to come, and I accidentally kicked his backpack, and he opened up his little, like, computer that he had to take on the bus, and it was a little broken. I might have broken. But there's no, like officially telling if that's what did it. Like, I didn't mean to. It was an accident, but he looked at me and freaked out after he opened it up, took my backpack and threw it across the goddamn floor. Like, just threw like 15 feet, just launched it. Like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, everybody's like, Jesus. Like, you're overreacting. Like I said, we're like 11. And I go to my backpack, check everything, and my CD player is in there. I have a Walkman, and the Black Album's in there. I bought one CD for this trip because it was a one-day trip. The Black Album was cracked. It was done. I held back the tears as long as I could. I was like, once you have a CD and it cracks, you just like it's dead. Yeah, like you can't
no fixing it.
Yeah, you're done. And he broke it, and everybody recognized like I might have accidentally broken Alex's computer, but he, in retaliation, threw my shit and blatantly broke the Black Album that I had. Blatantly. So we went to this place, the Powerhouse. I didn't have any music to listen to. It was big controversy on the bus. Usually we were a chatty bunch, but we weren't that day because of this situation. So it was like a Nickelodeon game show place that we were at. And like everybody's kind of sitting there. It's like a game show. It's not being filmed, you know? So
Right.
I got caught up. Like I was raising my hand. The host comes and picks kids to come down. So he chose me and a bunch of other people. So the game was you had to put like a hula hoop band around, but it's basketballs attached to strings, and you have 3 nets. You should do like hula hoop and get them in the nets, you know? Like they're attached to strings. You got to swing so that way they swoop up and go in the nets. So I got them all filled up first. So I won, and they gave me a pie, and they said I could pie anybody in his crowd. So I called my man who broke my Black Album. I pied him.
That's the only thing you can do with that situation.
I pied him. Place went nuts. They were just like, look at that guy. Like, it's just fix a broken friendship. What happened today? He broke his computer. You broke his Black Album. In the end, he pied you out of good fun because he got all the basketballs in his nets. And that was the end of the beef. It was like a 3-hour beef tops. But that's the story.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where you're going with that, but that ended up being wholesome after all.
Wholesome as fuck, isn't it?
Pie. Nothing better than just pie.
Somebody. He was like sitting there, just like resilient, like I don't want it. And everybody's like, you get on that stage and you face the pie. And I like looked around the crowd. I gave him like the rock, like, come on, get louder. And then I took the pie and I fucking shoved it right in his face. And it was just high fives after that. We were all good. You know, I bought a new Black Album the next week. It was fine. And, you know, the rest is history. So that's the end of the episode. Guys, J-Mac, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you guys for having me, man.
Anytime you want to come on, you come on and we'll have you. Tones, do you have any post-show thoughts?
No.
Okay. All right, well, let's get out of here. Everybody have a good weekend. Let's go, Bucks. Big fucking game tomorrow. Have a great fucking weekend, Bomb Squad.